Welcome back to Rob Schmitt Tonight. There are some very sick people working in education, as you know, working to inflict their own confusion onto little kids in the classroom. Tonight we're joined by a very bold woman who infiltrated a webinar that was put on by two elementary school teachers. These teachers help other teachers learn how to lure little kids into these clubs where they discuss sexual identity, among other things, who knows what else. They've innocently enough called their club the Rainbow Club.
You can start reading books that are about all different genders, or watching little videos that represent people of all backgrounds. And then questions will come up organically, like they do with children. And then you can start to say things like, well, I'd love to explore that more in our Rainbow Club.
So these are groups that are actually taking place during school hours, believe it or not. Christina Buttons captured this video exposing it all, and she joins us now. And Christina, we want to thank you for coming on. First of all, tell us about this story. How did you do this?
Well, my boyfriend, Colin Wright, is an independent journalist, and I assist him on finding material to report on. And because I myself used to be a social justice warrior, rainbow hair and everything, my Facebook profile still reflects that. And I was able to infiltrate a dozen or so groups for transgender teachers and parents of transgender children. And then I saw an ad for this webinar.
And what exactly, what was the, as you went through it, what were the more shocking things that you found that they were trying to, I guess, expose to kids?
A lot.
Yeah.
I went up into it with an open mind, but the fact that it was pretty resounding no when someone had asked, like, if there's any need for permission slips, and they say no, because it happens during school hours. So you don't have to let the parents know. I mean, at most they say they will send home a slip of paper that they, and I quote, say that they intentionally left it broad, and that it was a club about acceptance, tolerance, diversity, and identity, instead of, honestly and accurately describing it as a club about gender and sexuality, which they go into detail to discuss in the webinar.
I think what happens, and maybe some of these people think that they're actually doing something, that is good for these kids, but I think they're taking kids that are at a very vulnerable point that don't really know what's going on. I mean, you remember 5, 6 years old, you don't even understand what sex is. You don't really understand anything about your body at that point. You're still trying to figure out colors and real basic stuff. And they're injecting like an ideology into them. And that's what's so scary. And they're trying to do it without their parents' knowledge at all. And it's outrageous. And for some reason, these people don't see it that way.
Yeah, what they do is they show children stereotypes of what boys and girls are. And then they tell them if they don't align with those stereotypes, then they were born in the wrong body. And it sets them down this path towards a lifelong medicalization and sterilization if it comes to that point.
Yeah.
But definitely confusion and inappropriate behavior.
It's unbelievable.
On behalf of the adults.
Yeah, Christina Buttons. Well, great job getting in and seeing this. I think that I'm worried that this is happening all over the place. You give us just one example, and it is so scary for parents. I mean, these are little kids. They should not be anywhere near something like this. We appreciate your time.
Keeping my eye on them.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you, Christina.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.